What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who have made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall, to those C-suite and senior level positions. My name is Ryan Williams, and today, as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What up? What up?
And Levon Maynard.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, we got an excellent show for you this week. Several shows, I should say. Inside Baseball, we record them all at the same time, so my shirt doesn't change. But we give them to you Monday through Friday throughout the week. So first up is a very sad update for the iOS lovers in the room, including Shannon now because he's one of us. The Apple patches iOS 14 flaw that may be under active attack. So it is under active attack. And Shannon just so happened to have bought a iPhone like 2 weeks ago. I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
And he's already under attack. It's already happening. So
is it me?
With this, yeah, you directly. It's you attacking you. So with this vulnerability, Apple's pushed out patches to iPhone 6s and later, including iPad Pro, iPad Air 2, iPad 5th generation and above. And it arrives as 14.4.2 and 14.4.10. Okay, so twice. On both the phone side and the iPad side. So, oops, it just crashed. So I'll just talk about it a cappella, right? So it's a Safari like cross-site scripting vulnerability that Apple got hit with. The only reason I knew about it is because I got the patch update. So I kind of dug into it a little bit, but not really. And then B, I was on Clubhouse actually, and there was a bunch of CISOs in one of the Clubhouse meetings talking about how it's affecting their actual work from home employees who use Apple devices. So it's kind of like the whole BYOB situation where you would have brought those to work potentially, but probably not. But now that they're actually using them actively at home, it's a problem. So what do you guys think about this?
I just think it's just another one of the many reasons not to go with Apple devices.
Oh, here we go.
One of the many reasons. No, it's all good. It's just like one of those things. I mean, it happens to everything. It happens to everybody. All the big players in the game get compromised at some point, or there's some vulnerability that gets discovered. And it's another one of those things that you got to look out for and try to make sure you keep your devices up to date. Make sure everything's staying current. Otherwise, you may be susceptible to some compromising, software or access to your data. But I don't have a whole lot to say besides throw away your iPhones, everyone. But besides that, I think it's just it's one of those things you got to keep an eye out for. I know cross-site scripting is a pretty popular attack, especially with a lot of people on the web and a lot of databases out there that people try to access and retrieve data. So it's just one of those things. I don't have a whole lot more to say besides that, because you know how much I love Apple. But what you think about this, Shannon? What's your thoughts?
So I want to clarify, okay? I want to clarify. I did switch over, but I'm not gonna say I'm loving yet, right? Like I'm past my 14 days and I can't return it without taking
right.
Taking it. I'm kind of stuck with the cost of the device, but no. So here's something that was interesting to me, right? So when I first got it, I did a lot of like my biggest browser. I'm not saying it's the only browser I use, but the one I used to use the most was Chrome, right? So when I got my iPhone, I installed Chrome on there and was using Chrome a lot. And for the first 3-4 days, like I was not liking it. Ryan, I was on the verge of just saying, hey, y'all take this back, man. Like I'm having all types of issues with compatibility with Chrome. It's crashing, it's doing this, that, and the third. So I did some research, started reading up and whatnot. And Safari being the native browser for Apple, I was like, all right, let me switch over and see what it's like. Like I never used it. Like my wife uses it on her MacBook. But so I tried it and I was like, okay, it's not so bad. I had to learn how to use it and whatnot. And as soon as I switch over to using Safari, this is what happens, right? I'm like, man, what is going on? Like, hey, I almost hit Levon up, be like, hey man, will y'all accept me back? Like,
yeah.
No, I'm joking.
I called the Google CEO and let him know that you needed some assistance.
but
Can't go back. You got to get jumped out. You can't go
I
back.
know. I look.
Jumped out.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm just gonna stay. I get in where I fit in, which is not what happened. But no. So like, it was kind of weird. So like, I went over to Safari, and when you sent this, Ryan, I was like, damn. I was like, all right, well, let me go ahead and look. And I'm usually pretty good at checking up on all my updates, and I have them to do. I have them to set automatically on my iPhone, right? That I just got for like the apps, but for the actual software updates for the phone itself, they're set to automatically download, but not automatically install, right? So I went and looked, and I actually had 14.4.2 sitting there that was downloaded. So I was good to go there. So it's just a matter of doing the install. So by the time you had sent it, it was already out to me. I did the install, and hopefully, they didn't get too many of my viewing habits. You know what I mean? No, I'm joking.
Still all your cookies out there.
Yeah,
cookies.
But I've talked about this before, though. We've talked about this before in the past, right? Like everybody can get got. I mean, it's just what it is, right? You just gotta hope that the company takes action, like they did, right? 14.4.2, 14.4.2 came out. It's supposed to fix this issue. We should be good to go now. But again, I mean, you're gonna always be a target, right? Like you expand when Apple started expanding outside of just America. I mean, you became a bigger target when you start to go into that Chinese market where there's was there 1.8 billion people over there now? You know what I mean? So like that's a lot of space for hackers to go after and kind of make it profitable for them. But yeah, this is gonna happen. Like I did not expect that I would never come across another vulnerability for any
Right.
operating system I was using.
Just not like this the second day of use.
Yeah, it wasn't like it's literally I think it was like 3 weeks in on Wednesday. This past Wednesday was like 3 weeks. So yeah, I haven't even got a month in yet. But no, I mean it's one of those things. Like I had it even when I had Android. I've had Android for years, right? Like I would see the same stuff come out for them. I would update appropriately. Now, when it came to Android, it was usually apps that I wasn't downloading anyway, right? I mean, they had some operating system stuff too, right? But it was usually apps that I wasn't downloading. I wasn't doing any type of side loading or anything like that to my phone or breaking it or anything. So it didn't really apply to me. But I knew the stuff was out there. But the reason for my switch was because I started to see it more and more on Android because Android has a large footprint in the world. You know what I mean? They're everywhere. You know what I mean? Bigger than Apple. Like I say that not knowing the numbers for sure, but I can guarantee you their footprint is larger than Apple.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But so I mean, yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, right? Like I have to do my part. I read the article, I went and checked for the patch, I patched it, I should be good now, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean it is what it is.
Yeah, no doubt. Like there's nothing you really do about it. So in this case, so I was thinking about the other day, like we go right into talking about things, but we don't really explain them all the time. So I guess I could follow up with what cross-site scripting is, right? So that's a vulnerability where if they were to, I want to say it's called WebKit. I think that's the engine in the article. Make sure I'm not talking crazy. So yeah, so the browser engine where they're able to, if you go to a malicious website, trigger the WebKit to give up your cookies. So that could be things such as session tokens. That could be things, that could lead people to be able to steal either your browser history or keys left behind from logging into certain websites, things of that nature. So it is an issue. However,
and depending on the security of the website, like they could get like your username or password. Like if the website isn't doing their proper security on their end, like that stuff could be tracked too, if whatever reason they have it to where that's all transmitting in plain text and clear text, which you would hope nobody is doing that nowadays, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, especially no bank is going to do that, but there could be some smaller sites that you go to that may be doing that, but I think if I'm not going too far of a leap, I think having a VPN could have alleviated some of that too, because it would have been a secure connection between you and that website, hopefully. But if that website is bad, I guess it's a bad secure connection between you and that website. Either way, it's fixed. They fixed it. I don't use Safari. Never have. Like it always pops up as default because I have a million Apple devices, but I'm beholden to Google. Like everything I do is through Chrome because it just remembers all my accounts and all that good stuff. So
how'd you get
also
to
Stu?
I see. I don't get that because it was constantly crashing on my phone. Like it was constantly. I was like, did I do something wrong? And again, I downloaded it from the App Store. I didn't download it from anywhere crazy or anything like that. But I was constantly having issues with it, and it would
So
freeze.
there's two different ones I want to say. There's the default Chrome, and then there's like a not a specialized Chrome. They're both from Google, but one opens up like it would tabs and things of that nature, and the other one literally is just the front page, and then it'll open up um, behind the scenes tabs. It's actually more cumbersome. So whenever my wife uses my phone, she gets frustrated. But I'm just so used to it. So when I go try to use Safari, it throws me off every time. It's just built different. And it doesn't. I haven't saved all my stuff on the Safari side. And I never do the thing where you share your links and favorites between browsers. I'm just paranoid, I guess. Yeah, I never do the import thing because my kids use so many of my accounts and all that stuff. Like I don't want to share browsing history with them, like because I spy on them. I need to know what they're looking at, right? Anytime I go into Safari, I'm usually spying. Is what I'm trying to do, like see what their search history is. Then when it's super clear, I'll be like, all right, yeah, hiding something. But that's just me being a creep.
Right. Hey, you got to do it sometimes.
Yeah,
You got to take care of the kids. Make sure.
Yeah, but it was funny though. Is Google was the one who told Apple that this was a problem. So they're like, hey, listen, you got issues. So whatever they were doing behind the scenes with the bug catchers or whatever that the little organization they have put together where they give out bounties and things of that nature is probably how they found it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I know Google's pretty big into like you mentioned, they have like their own organization, own group that goes out and try to find bugs, and like other people that may use like their like the browser, for instance, you know, whether it's like a Windows or Mac or something like or Apple device, they try to like catch these bugs, and sometimes they report it to the organization so that they can hopefully patch it before it becomes a big deal, and not only affects the originator, like the originating device, but also like the application that are on it, like the Chromes or whatever. So I think that's it's good. It's good that they do that. I think all the big tech companies kind of do that on the side and try to make sure that nobody's getting compromised. Like somebody has, I don't know, Office installed on their Mac, and then they find that there's a Mac vulnerability that attacks Office or something like that. So they try to like kind of look out for each other a little bit. And sometimes I've seen some stories where there's been little tiffs here and there where they kind of go like, why didn't you tell us about that instead of like releasing it to the public ahead of time? So that kind of thing happens. But like in this scenario, it's good that they obviously found this issue and were able to patch it. And it looks like maybe, like you said, Google was involved somehow, or they may notify them, let them know about the vulnerability, and to get these things straightened out.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what's up. So I think we got there with that one. I think we explained it pretty well, and people know what's going on with it. Yeah. So I think I will land this plane. Shout out to everybody who's watching or listening. Greatly appreciate your patronage. Remember to subscribe, like, share, hit that bell for notifications. Like I said, this is now it comes out almost in real time. So we record on the weekend and then we're pushed out Monday through Friday for your consumption. So as long as you have that saved, you'll get the latest and greatest episode. Remember to go to www.theothersideofthefirewall.com where you can reach our Twitter. You can get to our Facebook group, Instagram. And then if you want to reach out to us personally, I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy on Twitter, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, IG, and TikTok now. I'm all over the place. And Levon?
Everywhere, man. I need to get like you, man. I need to get some.
It's like Pitbull, man. Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide over there. I'm just on regular ass Twitters with Levon at Levon Maynard. So you can hit me up there if you feel like it.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Take care, everyone.
Peace.